Well, hello. Fucking hell, here we go again. Right, decided after a lot of inspiration on YouTube that I'm going to get out and have a little ride around and just talk a load of nonsense, really. Because I'm not naming any names, but that seems to be the way to go. So it's not a hot day, but it's dry, which is the main thing. And I don't need much excuse to get out and have a little ride on this. So here we go, and I'll just talk a load of bollocks. Does sound pretty awesome. So I'm just really going to go for a ride around town, really, and just see what I can see. See if there's any good happening. Oh, there we go. Must admit, it's I think I said it last year, because I did try to do a few of these last year, and I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to come out fantastic, but you know, it's nice to hear people's interests and find out a little bit more about them and that. So and find a little bit about their bikes and what they're saying and what they think about them, and all the rest of it. I'm sure, because I've got aquaponics on this, and I put them on last year, and last year I did think, oh well, I'll stick with the baffles in just for a while, but I decided, watch out for the puddle, that I was sick of being quiet, so I thought I'd have a little whirl with them out, if you know what I mean. So they're out and sounding pretty amazing. So I'm going to have a little ride around Cleethorpes first, I think, because it's a nice sunny day, and with it being a nice seaside town, I thought, oh, oh, lovely, a bit of banging, I love that. That's what I love about V, well, not just V-twins, but the sound is amazing, and like I say, this bike, for some reason, well, I'm not a very technically minded person, but when you're decelerating, it's supposed to sort of like all the unburnt shit and that, and sucking a bit of air in or whatever happens, and it goes bang, and I must admit, I do like that quite a lot. And I hope you do as well. But I did think that maybe it was oh God, that's not a good start, is it? Might cut that out. Oh, I might just leave it. This is the first time actually this year that I've been on my bike, so like I say, it's it's you forget actually how exciting they are, don't you? And you probably get a little bit overly carried away with it. I just love that sound so much. It's but it's hard to sort of keep your eye on the speed. That's really why I like sort of going out and riding out on the A roads and that more than riding around town, because there's a lot of stopping and starting, and but it's more down to the fact that I love that sound so much, and the speed limits in town are that low, it's difficult to keep within the speed limits. Well, that's what I tell the judge if I got done. But yeah, I must admit I've got a bit of a grin on my face, and because like I say, this is genuinely the first time that I've ridden it this year, so and I was in 2 minds because it is a bit windy actually, but I put my thermals on. Got some nice thermals under my levers, and I'm glad to see that my levers still fit me after the Christmas extremities. Oh, didn't indicate there, sorry. So yeah, I'm glad to I did sort of watch what I was eating a little bit, because that's always in the back of your mind, because your leather's nice and tight. And so let's go down here, shall we? I'm indicating now, I'm doing it properly. Oh, you see the sea. What a beautiful day. Might even go for a full ride down the front, because it doesn't lead to anywhere, it just like a dead end. But for those of you that've never been to Cleethorpes, here's what you're missing. So you do feel quite lucky to live in a little seaside town sometimes. I mean, especially during the summer when it's packed and that, and there's it's sort of a better atmosphere and that, and little kids waving. Oh, I love that. Oh. Yeah. So I've got to mention a little bit about YouTube, because I mean, I bought this GoPro camera last year because I'd watched a few videos on when I was deciding what bike I was going to get. You know, I did watch a couple of bits and bobs, and so you know, I did find it really helpful. So that sort of led me on then to try and return the favour a little bit. So I thought, you know, I bought a GoPro. So I am talking a load of rubbish, I'm sorry. I find it hard to concentrate. I'm a typical bloke, can't multitask. Yeah, but I did watch a few videos on YouTube and that, and especially recently I've seen a couple of really good videos, and like I say, that, you know, like people just really riding around talking, and so and making strange observations. So it sort of spurred me on to do a bit more of it this year, and try and get out and get. I mean, bloody, you pay all your insurance and everything, and like all winter, because I'm a bit of a fair weather rider. My bike's been sat in the garage, and but you still. But yeah, you're still paying your bills and everything, so you want to get your money's worth out of it, don't you, really? So so that sort of spurred me on to get out and make some noise. I genuinely haven't been down here now for a good couple of years, right down to the end anyway, so it's nice to see that absolutely nothing's changed, and it's still a road to nowhere. But you never know, something good might end up here eventually. Oh, it's got some nice little plasticky little bumpy thingies. Must admit, we being such a fair weather rider, I'm always a bit, not nervous, but I do probably you know, really probably try to sort of ride, if I see puddles and things like that, it does sort of like make me nervously ride through it as careful as I can. But I'm sure you know, it's all down to a confidence thing, and once you get more confident of riding in them sort of conditions, no, you know, like I'm talking shit again. I just like making fucking noise, I'm sorry. But I like to think that, like, you see all these road workers out and things like that, and they're probably having a really sort of mundane day, and then they hear this gorgeous V-twin fucking rumbling past them, and they think, oh yes, hello. And it sort of brightens up the day, probably. You know, so I feel like I'm providing a bit of a service for these people that are just sort of walking around on a fine, but it's not even spring yet, so riding around on a spring day. Oh, it's just, you can't help but just give it a little squirt every now and then, can you? Because it just sounds so fucking awesome. Yeah, so there you go, that's the seafront, pretty much done. So we'll go for a little ride up here. There is a little bit more to Cleethorpes than just a shitty seafront, so I genuinely don't know what I'm saying now. See, it's nice nightlife and stuff like that. That's probably what we're more famed for at the minute, because honestly this place, especially on a summer Saturday night, it's pretty much heaving, and you get some nice scantily clad totty. You're not allowed to say that, are you? That's a bit sexist, a bit but we're blokes, aren't we? I can't imagine that there's oh hell there, ding dong. I can't imagine that there's many women that sit watching videos about motorbikes on YouTube, so it can be a little bit sort of risque. But I mean, like, blokes know that, well, I'm sure women know as well, but you know, like the bloke's male form is, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's, you know, I mean, there is some really good looking blokes about, and they work really hard on keeping nice bodies and stuff like that, but the women's form really, in the main, is far more pleasing to the eye than the male, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm sure even women must think that. If they see a nice girl walking around with lovely legs and, you know, a nice pert bum and bouncing boobs, I mean, she's probably going to look at her and think, oh, very, very nice display. You know, it's you're looking very nice. I mean, you know, like, I don't think blokes tend to look at other blokes in quite the same way. So I don't know. Perhaps fill me in on that and give me your opinion. You know, we could have a little vote maybe. See, you know, we're like, is the female form more sexier than and more pleasing to the eye than the male? And I'd like to really, you know, like, I could hear some women's views on that as well, because you know, I don't want them to think that we're sort of excluding them in that. It's you know, it's open to all sort of thing. So there you go. What else am I going to talk about? Oh, traffic lights. I mean, you know, like crossings and stuff like that. Just jaywalk, don't you? You don't. I'll tell you what really pisses me off: when somebody presses the lights and there's no traffic about, and so they walk across, but the lights are still pressed, and then by the time you get to them, they turn red, but the person's already crossed, and so you're just then sat there watching nobody cross at the crossing. So, you know, that really winds me up. You know, like, I'm quite an easygoing bloke, and I think that's half the thing with vlogging and shit like that, is you know, like, it's probably better if you've got a bit of opinion, because I genuinely don't, you know, I just want an easy life, and so, you know, if people say things that I don't agree with, then I just normally just agree with them, just to say, you know, just to not have to go into any sort of massive debate about it, like a mass debate. It's just not, it's not worth the effort. So there you go. I'll tell you what, I might, just for the sake of it, just because there might be other bikers there, I might just nip into Rob Speed and have a quick look round and see if there's out that sort of like takes my fancy. So this is Rob Speed, and in Grimsby we're a bit thin on the ground when it comes to motorbike places, so I might just have a quick look in here and just see what's about, which is nice.